I noticed the trend starting in the early 2000s. We had, you had the documentary Big Rig, and there was a film I saw yesterday, The Hardship. It documents the hardship that truck drivers face. Meanwhile, on the back burner, you have a lot of these companies investing in autonomous or remote control truck technology. And the point was made that we kind of did it to ourselves as an industry, that we could easily be replaced. And if you think about the fact that everybody puts that message out there that truck driving is hard, right? And we don't have a driver shortage, but we do have a driver retention problem. And with the cost of everything going up, being a truck driver is almost a poverty level job. And there are big, huge corporations trying to figure out how to take the human element out of that, because face it, it's the human element out here, the emotional element that creates situations like abandoned trucks, equipment that's not taken care of. You got people literally living like homeless people in their trucks. You have the pigsties and people that don't take care of the equipment, and you have other issues like health. The health of the average truck driver is declining rapidly. And then you put out this rhetoric that this job is hard. And what happens is someone's promised all this money, right? Like, oh, you can make 60 to 80 grand in your first year of being a CDL holder. And then a lot of people come out here and realize that that's not the case. I mean, yeah, there are instances where that is possible, but just like any other job, you got to go up the totem pole. If you start at McDonald's, you start flipping burgers or working the cash register, and then you work your way up to manager. Well, trucking's the same way. When you start a job, you're low on the totem pole, and as you go up and up, even in the owner operator world or the lease operator world, you start off with this batch of situations and you work your way up. You're not going to come out here pulling a high dollar, heavy haul type specialized freight right off the bat. You got to earn your way up there. And there's a lot of jobs out here where autonomous trucks aren't going to be able to take over, like specialized stuff, detail stuff, last mile stuff, But driver retention is a problem, because people come out here and realize that they get treated like a third-class citizen. They're flipped off in traffic. They're mistreated at customers, and they're expected to be professional and follow all these rules and regulations that at times don't seem safe. And then there's the human element sacrifice. Like you sacrifice time from your family. Even if you're a single person, you sacrifice your social life. You sacrifice being grounded somewhere. And if you talk to most truckers that have been out here 30, 40 years, they'll tell you the good, the bad, the ugly. And a lot of them feel trapped in this job. You know, like they don't know how to do anything else. They don't have any other skills, and they're too old to learn anything new. So all these elements combined, add the fact that our health's, you know, depreciating, and it's just it's harder and harder to be out here, both mentally and physically and financially. And a lot of the people that say that autonomous trucks can't happen, there are many examples where it can't, but there are many examples where it can. But the true thing to think about is the fact that you have these multi-million-dollar companies investing in this technology. They want to get rid of the human element. They want, because an autonomous truck is not going to, you know, gripe at their dispatcher. They're not going to leave urine bottles in the parking lot. They're not going to leave their trash in the parking lot. You know, they're not going to refuse to do something, you know. And if you think of the automotive industry, how strong it was, what happened? It got automated. It got, you know, we got the robots that could do that tedious job of putting door handles on a vehicle, you know, stuff like that. And they said it couldn't happen. Look what happened. You look at Detroit, what it looks like now versus what it looked like 40 years ago. That's technology at work. And as the country progresses, technology is taking over every single industry in some way. There's a robot out there that will flip burgers. They can make 20 burgers at once. I saw a video. And the way we just consume and consume and consume, we don't care that the burger was made by a robot. The majority of people don't. You know, we're out here driving $50,000, $60,000 pickup trucks that were well, not half, but like majority of it was built by a robot. Automated, autonomous processes. You don't have business management anymore. It's business manipulation. And that's part of that equation. I have a family member that works for a hospital, and there's been this shift of patient care to running a business. These are the changes that you have to look at. You can either say, well, how can I capitalize on this, or how is this going to take me out? And when you see these documentary videos, movies about how tough it is out here, that's just one more thing that's going to make it harder to fill seats in the truck, giving these companies a reason for their investments in autonomous trucks. Anyways, morning coffee thoughts. Thanks for watching. I'm not trying to be all doom and gloom. I mean, to be out here, you truly have to love the job. And there are days when the risk isn't worth the reward. So I guess the way is, how do you manipulate it to where the reward is worth the risk? How do you do that? And autonomous trucks and remote control trucks, it's going to be one more obstacle that you will have to overcome. See ya.